Hi there, welcome to another episode of Bill Selak Talks. My name is Bill Selak. This is me talking. We're going to start off with some breaking news, kind of, depending on when you listen to this. If you listen to this from the archives, just skip this part, or be like, aw, we were so young. Anthropic just announced Claude for teachers, which, if you read just the headline, is great if you are a tech director or like some sort of like district admin type person. Less great news, and here is why, and here's what I hope other companies will learn based on some of this feedback. Do you know where we're going? Probably not. All right, buckle up, Buttercup. I don't know why I said that, and I instantly regret that. Claude Code. Sign up. Verify. You are a teacher with Claude Code, which works if you're just like a teacher without any school or district or admin support. You want to do a thing, you do a thing, you have done the thing. Cool. For me as tech director, my goal is to actually vet every platform we have, making sure it's actually compliant with various laws we need, which isn't particularly fun and is increasingly quick with some generative AI, and companies have figured out that this is a requirement, so they make it easier in 2026. But even still, what I want is an admin platform. I can invite teachers, I can give them a link, I can give them a code, they join, I can see who's joined, I can reach out to them if they're stuck, or be like, hey, I noticed you're using this, how can I support? None of that exists. There is no admin panel. There's no way for any tech director to actually figure out what teachers are using it, how they're using it, how much they're using it, what sensitive information they may or may not be pasting. One of the prompts was, hey, upload your whole student roster and we'll help with insert whatever, seating chart. Well, sure, but I'd like to know a little bit more about how you're handling student data if we're providing first and last names of every student. That's not even close to an option right now, and that's super frustrating. It should start with like, districts are there, you can claim your domain, hillbrook.org. Anyone that joins goes to me. At the very least, give me a heads up. At most, I get to approve each one, or like, there's so many ways to do this. The other part that's really frustrating is that individual teachers need to verify, and like the prompt is like, just upload your pay stub. Well, dude, that's all kinds of private and sensitive information. Don't upload your pay stub. What we ended up doing a year ago when ChatGPT introduced ChatGPT for teachers was create a form letter and do a mail merge, give it to every teacher, and said, hey, we suggest submitting this. This is proof of employment. And about 2/3 worked, and about 1/3 of them, which is many issues, 1/3 of them not working were just rejected. So like last year, the most topics we had around a specific tech issue was verification for ChatGPT for teachers. I had to pull one person from my team off of like kind of everything else they were working on and like just help people troubleshoot getting logged in. Like, that is ridiculous. Just let tech directors actually manage the platform like they should be. All right, moving on. We're going to continue the generative AI train and talk about kind of what's next for the school year. If you're a tech director, you're likely working right now, or maybe sneaking away for a week or two. If you're a teacher, you're likely off right now. Like, this is a good time to accept the lull in like day-to-day stuff. Depending on what your school is doing, this is not a lull for tech directors. This is like, oh my goodness, all the things are renewing, all the things are getting ordered, all the things are arriving. But like the day-to-day is very different than when schools are on campus. Schools are always on campus when students are on campus Monday to Friday. So my thought is, what do you notice? What do you wonder about what might be better at your school with systems? And what might you be able to build with some generative AI that can actually fix some of these issues? I absolutely love the way Brian Briggs is thinking about this, tech director up in kind of the Sacramento area. And he's building like little web apps and interfaces for teams, like for a group of admin, for a group of teachers, to be able to do a thing for this thing. They're these very like unique to his people solutions, and he's just like knocking it out left and right. I'm noticing this is becoming increasingly common with things I'm building, a specific platform or like solution for a specific need. So, a couple examples, and then I'm going to just turn you loose and let you run with it. We're going to wrap this up in just a couple minutes. Right now, I am recording in an app called Bill Selak Talks. Who has access to this app? Just me. Is it on the App Store? No. Is it an App Store Connect where you do like test flight for beta testing? No. It's only Xcode, which is how we build apps for iOS. Only in Xcode, only on my computer. I plug my phone in, it's in developer mode, I can run the app. When I hit record, I get a nice interface with a record length that's showing me we're now at 362 seconds of recording. When I hit done, I can merge. It has very specific directions about intro song, then chopping the silence at the beginning of my recording, then outro song. It uploads it to my website for me. That's it. Like, that's all it does. It only lives on my phone. It was fairly simple to do. I don't need it to look pretty. I don't need a select intro song, which is how this started. It's hard-coded. It's only for me, and it solves my mixing thing, right? As long as I can do it like in one take, which I do, it doesn't require any actual editing. It just gives me my intro and outro song. Amazing, right? One other thing is like new employee orientation. I now have a macOS app that is a private app, so you assign basically a school organization code if you have a private app, so only my school can see this application. It's approved. It goes through the whole App Store Connect process, and all new employees at Hillbrook get a new MacBook Air computer, and they get a new app called Hillbrook New Employee Orientation. Sweet. You're now able to independently learn the systems, because if you meet with me for 1 hour on your first day of work, you're not going to remember more than 10% of what we talk about, and that's just how our brains work. So all the onboarding stuff that you really need to know exists on that macOS app. So I built that, and that works, and that exists. We had some people start July 1st. They have that app ready to go. They've actually not reached out being like, hey, how do I do this thing that you mentioned way too quickly on July 1st when I started? Because they have an app that I built for them, right? There's all kinds of systems, and it doesn't have to be a standalone app. Actually, what I'm learning, and shout out to Sam, who his most famous app is Pizap, P-I-Z-A-P. We chat a lot. He's a parent at our school. We chat about app development. He is actually building stuff for the web first, and then points Codex or Claude Code Edit and says, take this web app, make it an iOS app, and that step is actually quicker than he imagined it would be. But starting it as a web app is actually his new like superhero trick, because generative AI, Codex, Claude Code. Codex, by the way, is OpenAI's code building thing. They're all very good at taking a web app and making it an iOS app. That step is very simple, whereas starting with iOS, he finds is slower. So like web apps, what does that look like? I started with one, and like I tried to do actually like a 3D, actually realistic like map 3D interface of our Los Gatos campus at Hillbrook, and Claude Code Fable, the new flagship model. Didn't quite pull that off, but the idea of like, let's do actually a virtual tour and drop in like some students talking about it, stuff like that. Like that was too big of a swing. It didn't work, but like something like that could work. Just like simple interfaces. Like I play a silly Star Wars game, and there's like a little web app that helps me with one part of the game. I enter who I'm trying to battle against and tells me which Star Wars characters to use. That was just like, that was knocked out in a couple hours. And, you know, it's interesting. Like that's a way where I can, not related to work or school or education at all, but I can push to be like, if I just say this, will it actually do it? If I want this one specific thing, can it actually do that? And the answer is actually yes. One other thing, I'm going to leave you with this, and then leave you to go build some web apps or iOS apps or Mac OS apps or whatever you want to build. Automations are a new thing, and I wonder how we can leverage this. This is not a fully formed thought, maybe next podcast episode. If you're on iOS, you go into the Shortcuts app, which almost no one uses, then go into Automations, and then go into NFC. And you can take, possibly, sometimes it works or doesn't, either a brand new NFC tag or like an old hotel key. We actually did it successfully with the Nintendo Wii, the little Wii amiibo something. You scan it and it this is Link from Zelda, and you just unlocked a new whatever. When you scan Link at home now, it prompts you for your latest Starbucks order. So you can say when I scan this NFC tag, and it makes it super easy, do this task. So you could have next to the podium in your main presentation room, need help getting the TV to work, scan this tag with your phone, and you just boop, you scan it, and it takes you to a help page that walks you through the steps of TV input using Shortcuts automation. So something like that. I need to figure out if that's specific to your device or if it's just hard code the NFC tag to just open a web page. But so many possibilities with that. My point is, notice where the friction points are, notice what matters to you, and then see if you can build a thing to address the thing. That is my thought. That is my challenge for you in July. That is all I've got for you. My name is Bill Selak. This has been me.